Hey everyone, Hitzman Outdoors here. Thanks for joining another video today. In today's video, I'm going to talk about river fishing in the spring. You're going to notice it's very simple when it comes to like color wise. There's a couple things I change here and there, but for the most part, color is very easy in this particular, river fishing in general. Color is very easy for me. But I got 6 baits and I'm just going to kind of go through them. I'm probably going to start with these. These are the ones that I use the most. So I got 5 different colors here of square bill. These are the Berkley Square Bill 5.5. Now I will up it to the 7.5 sometimes, which has a small rattle, as you can hear. These got a slight knock. Oh, they got a slight knock to them. Nothing crazy. But you're going to notice this is honey shad and this is a color called cream pie. And they're both kind of a shad style color. Now I'm going to throw these when the water isn't super muddy, because you know spring, typically lots of rain, lots of water flow where it's dirty, or it makes the water dirty. Or like here in Michigan, once the ice comes off, there's a ton of runoff from snow, goes into the rivers, muddies it up, and that's when I'll go to different colors like these. So I got here, we got Fire Tiger, Black and Chartreuse, and this one has a slight orange on the belly. Or, I don't know how good you'll be able to see this. Oh, we'll show you this side. That bait, Blue Chartreuse, is a phenomenal color in muddy water. You can see that bait has been tore up. I've done phenomenal on this bait in the river. Now these, I just like to go down the banks where there's rocks. I will throw it around trees. And then sometimes, now that I have Mega Live, I will scan around in the open water and see if maybe there's not one cruising around just out in the middle of nowhere, or there happens to be a tree that I can't see from the shore or just with my eyes because the water's muddy. But like I said, typically I'm going to stick to that shad color. Next, we're going to move on to these right here. These are swim jigs. Now these 3 baits right here I'm about to go over with you, they're basically kind of the same but different at the same time. These right here, these are the Berkley Power Bait swim jigs. This is a color called BL Special, which is a black, blue, and purple. And then this one is Fire Craw. And typically I'm going to use this when it's super muddy, or even when it's regular colored water, because our rivers are typically dingy. Even our clear water rivers, I will use this color because our crawdads, before they shed their shell, they will have like a red tint to them. So I like to use that. This is my go-to when it's dirty water, or I'll go to white and I'll actually use a very vibrant chartreuse crawdad trailer for the back of these, which that's what I like to use with these. And I typically fish these a lot around wood. So wherever I see cover like wood in the water or like a bunch of tree limbs, I'm gonna throw this. Now, and if there is grass, like thicker grass, I'll throw this. But if there's sparse grass, I'll start with this color. When there's sparse grass, I'll go to this. This is the Berkley Slobber Knocker. This is Green Pumpkin Shad. And then I also have that Fire Craw. And this color actually caught me one of my biggest river largemouths of the year last spring, because the water was dirty and I went to a creek that inflows into the river. And the creek had slightly cleaner water, but the river had dirtier water. And once I hit that edge of clean to dirty, he smoked it. But I like to use that when it's dirty water. And then typically I'm gonna go with that shad pattern, like I said. And that, I'm gonna throw it around. I will throw it around overhanging trees where I can skip it up under there. I also like to throw this just kind of in open water where I know there's vegetation normally growing, and I don't really want to drag this through a bunch of muck. I like to fish that. Or if for some reason they're not biting the slobber knocker or a bladed jig of any brand, I also like to use the Z-Man. The Z-Man. What's the expensive version? I'll think of it. But I like to also use this right here. This is the Berkley Power Blade. Now you're gonna see that's a single blade. This was my go-to yet last year and the year before. This is a color called Silver Bullet. I really like that because it's got them chrome blades and it's kind of like it reminds me of a minnow color, and it's got like a little bit of a light blue, so like when minnows are swimming, you see that like flash of blue in their body. This has got that, and it looks beautiful. And this has also got, so this is a Colorado and a small Indiana blade, to whereas we got a small, just single Colorado. And then when the water's dirty, I go to that BL Special with that bigger Colorado, got more of a thump. I also will use willow blades, which are like, they look like small or pointy leaves. I like to use those when the water's a little cleaner. Whoa. When it's a little cleaner. And these I don't run a trailer on. Just because Berkley, you can see if a fish is keying in on that blade, they're gonna hit that hook anyway. It's such a long hook, and that's how Berkley designed it, is they wanted that hook longer so that the fish will get the hook and you don't have to have a trailer bait or a trailer hook. And I didn't explain, I'll go back to this. I like to run a straight tail minnow style bait, or I'll use what's called the Berkley Deal, and it's got little like side pinchers, but it runs horizontal, and I like to use that, and it imitates like shad. Next up, these right here are the Berkley Stunna 112. Now I do use the +1 sometimes, but typically I'm going to go to the 112. And I'll throw those in the same area I'm going to throw the square bill. I like to throw it around rocks that have a nice steeper drop off, or just rock flats, or some places in the rivers I do know where there's sand flats that come out to a point. I'm going to throw that on there. And we got the color Stone Cold. And this is matte finish Tennessee shad, which one thing I do really like about that is that little line of yellow, like vibrant chartreuse. And then this is kind of an off-the-wall color. You could use it dirty water, or you could use it just to kind of see how the fish react to it, because it is kind of a shad color. This is a new color by Berkley called Baja, and it's kind of a mixture of different colors in my opinion. It's like citrus shad mixed with like a chartreuse shad kind of, and it's got that yellow line down the belly. And then if the water's muddy, I'm going to go to that Blaze, that bright red color that's going to stand out in that dirty water. And then lastly, this lure is actually one of the lures that I caught my biggest bag of my best 5, which was actually my best 5 ever on the river while fishing last year. And that is the Berkley Coal Shad. This is the 6-inch. Now, I would use the 8-inch on the river, but with the river, I know I'm not getting maybe as necessarily as many of like bigger sized, like 3+ pounders like you would on lakes, which they are there. And that's why I throw this, is because I'm just trying to get bites. Bigger than average bites, but I still get little fish to bite, medium, you know, I get all kinds of fish to bite. But this is my go-to color right here. This is albino. No matter the water clarity, this thing just kills them. Or if the water, well, my standard kind of turbid looking water, I like to throw this. This is green pumpkin shad. Or another color. If the water's a little cleaner, I have 2 different colors. I have Sight Flash, and then I have Hitch. And those are all the baits that I really like to go to. Now, a couple baits that I will say that I didn't pick up because they're not like my go-to. Like, these are my go-to baits whenever I hit the river in the spring. If they don't seem to be wanting stuff like this, I will go to a Texas rig, crawdad bait, or I will go to, I also did really well throwing a weightless Senko Texas rig, which is just a stick worm, 5-inch. And yeah, so those are my favorite baits to hit the river with and come the spring. Now, everybody has different views on how they fish the river, but these are my ways to go. If it's something you want to try, give it a try, and I hope some success for you. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.